We just showed to our Roku channel audience the day that Patrick Willis got the knock at the door from Bryant Young to let him know he was going to be joining Bryant and all the 300-plus immortals in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, courtesy of Nirvana Super Waters and Seltzers. Patrick Willis here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing great, Rich. Very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. A tremendous time right now, a tremendous moment in my life, and just truly honored.
Well, before we get to how you're feeling right now, we just showed to our Roku channel audience. I could see your reaction as we were watching back that door knock from Bryant Young. You had a big smile on your face. You want to walk us through that moment for yourself, Patrick?
Yes. Man, Rich, that was a full circle moment, from when I was a kid to just speaking these things, the things that I would speak of, the things that, most would say, boy, that boy has an imagination. How you think you're going to do that? So many have tried, and, where I come from, not many, have explored that or, have reached those heights. And so just getting that knock that day, it meant a lot. It was truly special. It was also the same day that my uncle had passed. I call it one of my uncles, that was one of those ones that really pushed me and really said that, it's possible, boss. You gotta work, you gotta put in the work every day. And I saw him working as well. He was a professional boxer. And so I got a lot of my work ethic from him. And it was the anniversary on the day that he had passed. And so just, man, everything that day was just a full circle moment.
Where were you when the door knocked?
I was at my sister's Anika's home in Jackson, Tennessee. So
all right, and so she answered the door, and
yes,
did she know that was Bryant Young? Did she know that was BY?
Yes, she's met BY a few times at a couple of functions that I've had. She met him at the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame. She met him at the 49ers Hall of Fame, and so that was a special moment for her to open the door. And I was actually in the back putting up a basketball hoop for my nieces that I had supposed to put up during Christmas, or that they got during Christmas, that I had told them later on that I would put up for them. So, as it is as a parent or as an uncle, when they ask, you got to get it done at some point in time. So I was just there for fulfilling that, and got the knock on the door.
Were those the little ones that we saw peeking out the door and coming out to get a better get a better angle of the moment? Patrick?
Yes, yeah. Those were the two that my sister have that were there, that I was putting up their basketball hoop for them.
And I'll ask this question because I heard the backstory to see if it's true. Is it true your sister's a probation officer? And when there was a knock on the door, she thought, who is this? And was thinking about bringing some backup to the door? Patrick, is that a true story?
I'm not sure so much on that. She is a probation officer, but she tends to be able to handle her own pretty well. Yes. But I was at the house that day, so she knows that when I'm around, I would try to do my best to protect. So no doubt, I don't doubt it.
So she is going to be your presenter, correct?
Yeah.
Next week?
She's actually going to be one of them. So I'm actually doing a co-presenter. So I'm going to have two, be the first time in a while or whatnot. But yes, I'm actually going to do two. I felt that two were very deserving of that moment. Ultimately, she is the one that will introduce me in, but yeah, that would be two.
Do you want to reveal who the other one is? You want to leave that for a review?
Yeah. I'll leave that for the reveal.
Okay. Where are you with your speech? Are we done? You're still working?
You know what? I feel like it's a game plan where it's never over until you have presented and you have executed well. But yes, I'm really glad that I got started on it back in February after being introduced into the to be going into the Hall of Fame. They told us, say, get started on it now. Do not wait until June or July to get started. And so I actually started then, and it's been a process. I can't say it's been a process. It's been a grind. It's been one of those, hey, you got to put in the hours. And so I'm looking forward to it. You know, that's where the confidence comes. You know, the more you do something, the more you rep it out. And so, again, as it is on game day, I just want to go out and execute it well and present it well and hope that it's received well.
What about the bust, Patrick? Some people want certainly if you're a fearsome defender like you were, you want the serious coming downhill, hitting you in the hole look, or you can be smiling, or you can have different hairstyles from your career. Where are we on this, Patrick? What do you know about it?
Oh man, Rich, you asked some great questions.
I've been around the Hall of Fame block, sir.
Yes, you have. You have. You know, I would love to say, but I said that I was going to let it be a surprise on what the bus looks like. So.
Okay. So then who are you most looking forward to potentially meeting here that you are now going to share this bust gallery with forevermore, Patrick?
You know, I'm a big fan of the game, of those who came before, of those who paved the way for me. And so anytime I get a chance to be around, I call it the old ones. And in this case, the great old ones, you know, it's truly an honor. And so I'm just always taken back just being in their presence. You know, it's never a dull moment when you get to bump into Warren Sapp and, you know, talk to guys such as Ray and some of the older guys who I've been fortunate enough to speak with and so and see. So I'm just looking forward to seeing everyone.
Patrick Willis here, getting ready to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm just excited for you, and I'm just wondering, you know, it's always about a journey. What's your journey that you want to make sure everyone understands that got you in this position and that you're looking forward to recounting for everybody in a couple of Saturdays, Patrick?
Yeah, really just in everything you do, if it requires or if it's in everything that you do, the greater it is, the greater your belief will have to be, the greater your faith has to be. You know, I won't say in that per se, but it just has to be greater. And so, you know, I just want people to see when they see me or when they hear my story or see my game that, man, this guy could come from where he come from or where he came from to become what he did. You know, anything is possible. And again, my story is my story. You know, it's my truth, and everybody has their journey. And so, you know, I just want people to be able to say that, you know, no matter what, you know, anything is possible. And on top of that, it's really in this life, we can all live a long time, or rephrase, if we get to live a long life, sometimes we see that as, a lot of times people see that as, man, that's great. But if you didn't do much in that length of time that you had, then what was really the point, you know? And so in hindsight to that, I kind of wanted to say that it's not about how long you played, but really how effective you are with the time that you have to play the game. No different than life. We all have a moment, a time that we are born, and there's a time that we will exit. And it's that in between that counts the most. So whether you get to live 25 years or 17 years, in the case of, you know, one of my younger siblings when he passed, and or, you know, 82, you know, it's really just how did you live it? How effective were you with that time that you had? And so, you know, I want people to be able to look at my story and say, you know what, he might have only had, you know, 8 seasons, but he played those seasons in a way that we wanted an encore, that he played it in the way that he played 17 seasons. And so, yeah, I just want people to know that, you know, it's not so much about how long, but it's how effective you are with the time you have. Sorry, I'm over here sweating like crazy.
It's all good. No, but Patrick, that's a hell of a message, man. That's a heck of a message. Well, and plus, I imagine you can, wait for it, hold on a second, you can hydrate with your Nirvana super water. How about that,
yes.
Patrick? How about that?
Yes, absolutely.
That's my way of handing it off to you.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Man, I am really excited about Nirvana Super and everything that we're doing. As a few may knows, Steph Curry came on the other day. That was really big for us. But really, HMB is one of the main sources, one of the main supplements in Nirvana Super, and it's high quality. It elevates the muscles. HMB is something that our body already produces, but as we get older, it may not produce as much. And so, having that supplement in and being as I am with my body, just wanted to make sure that I'm always trying to give it the very best that I can. I'm super excited to be a part of Nirvana and everything that it's about.
Well, and it's available at GNC, other retailers, and at feelsuper.com. You might have to have some on hand on couple of Saturdays, Patrick. I just looked it up. You're 5th in the speech order.
Yes.
It's not, hopefully, that's about an hour, maybe maybe hour and a half for you, hopefully. No, not that long, but you're after Devin Hester. We assume he'll go fast since that's his brand, So you'll have to, stay hydrated for that. Before I let you go, soon you will have this sort of clout as a member of the Hall of Fame officially. But you want to pound the table for Frank Gore to get in that building?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Frank Gore, I'm still, before I get to Frank, as I have said before, when I was when I was on the list for the Hall of Fame, I said, listen, I would love to see those guys who are older than me get the opportunity to go in. And then one day, if I'm fortunate enough, if it takes a long time, then so be it. With that being said, I'm very fortunate to win in my 5th year. Then I see someone such as Mr. Gradishar, who is my Hall of Fame classmate that would be being inducted with me. He waited 30 years, and it's so I'm humbled. I'm humbled, and so when you speak about someone such as Frank, Frank was a heck of a teammate, a heck of a player. Showed up every single day, and one of the guys, if you pick in teams, he one of the ones that you want to pick first and pick early. And no doubt in my mind that I feel that he is one of the best backs to ever play the game. His stats even speaks for it, but even his consistency over the years and what he was able to do with the injuries that he had that most people said he wouldn't be able to come out and do. So big component of his, also a big believer in Frank and what he did and that he could be a Hall of Famer, as well as I'm still also a big fan of Roger Craig. He was someone that played the game,
no doubt, in
a style that's I don't want to say him and Frank had a similar styles, but as far as just overall backs, Frank to me was one of those guys. He could block, he could run, he could catch, he could do it all. And Roger Craig was one of those individuals that could do the same. And so I as I think that Roger Craig should be in the Hall of Fame, I also feel that Frank, should be a case for that as well when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, Roger Craig missed 1,000, and Frank had 100 yards in that Super Bowl, man, in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dynamite, no doubt about it. Patrick, thanks for the time. I look forward to seeing you. I'm hosting the Jacket Dinner in a couple Fridays. I'll come down to see you from the dais to see you and shake your hand in person, and thank you for coming on this program. Look forward to it.
Rich, hey, I really appreciate it. And again, thank you for having me. And the way I'm sweating now here in California, I already know Canton is going to be even more hot. So I'm going to make sure that I have my Nirvana Super on hand with me. So
well done. Well done. Again, available at GNC, other retailers, and feelsuper.com. Patrick Willis, I'll see you in Canton, sir. Thanks again.
Hey, sounds good, Rich. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You got it. There goes Hall of Fame. Living in the Hall of Fame right there. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.